we are about to implement authentication flow. The first thing that I'm going to do is to create another request, which I'm gonna call login. In here, we're gonna use almost the same endpoint, but we'll have to rename register on login. And if I'm gonna send this request right now, we are about to get the following error since we haven't created this endpoint yet. So let's jump back to the editor. I'm going to create another endpoint, just like we have created register endpoint. I'll basically duplicate the register.post.ts file responsible for handling registration and call a new endpoint login.post.ts. So let's modify the code of this endpoint to satisfy authentication logic. We're not going to use validate email function to validate email. Instead, we're going to check whether email or password fields are not passed in the request body. We're going to throw an error with the following error message. Then we also don't need to validate password. We can remove this chunk of code. And right here, where we're fetching user by his email from the database, I will rename this constant to user. And down here, if the user will not be found in the database, we're about to throw the following error with the code 401 and the message, which will say invalid credentials. Actually, we need to throw this error if the user will not be found, so I'm gonna use negation operator right here. And then instead of hashing the password of the user in the authentication flow, we'll have to use verify password function since we're not trying to create the password for the user, but instead check if the hashed password of the user that is stored in the database matches the password that the user has submitted in the body of this request. And by the way, this verify password function is provided by Nuxt utils package. And it takes two arguments. First one is the hashed password of the current user, and the second one is the raw password that we are sending from the client in the request body. In those cases, when user will specify invalid password, we'll have to throw an error. I'm gonna copy this chunk of code to create an error and use it right here. Moving on, down here we can remove this code responsible for creating the new user in the database. We don't have to create any users while logging in. We just have to create authenticated session of the current user in case they have provided valid credentials in the request body. We're doing so by calling this setUserSession function. We just have to make a slight change in this code, and that is using proper constant name right here. We're currently storing the authenticated user in the user constant, and we are about to return this user from the request handler, and that will be our response body of the authentication request. Alright, now let's see what we are about to get when sending this request. Please note that this request uses post HTTP method, so we have to use proper HTTP method in here. And let's send this request. We are getting the following error message. Of course, because we haven't passed any data in the request body, so let's copy the body of the register request and use it for the login request. Firstly, let's make sure that if we're gonna send invalid credentials, we're about to get error message. I'm gonna specify invalid email and submit this request. We're getting the following error. Next one, I'm going to leave the password field blank and submit the request. The error message will be different, saying that email and password are required. Now I'm gonna leave the email field empty. In this case, we're going to get the following error message. And finally, if I'm going to submit valid credentials, I'm going to get successful response, and the body of this response will contain current user, including the password. But of course, this is not good to reveal hashed user password in the response body. I'm gonna get back to the login endpoint, and instead of returning the whole user object, let's just return an object which consists of ID and email. And one more time, let's try to authenticate the user before I'm going to clear all the cookies that have been set by previous requests. Let's submit this request once again. This time we're getting an object with only two fields, ID and email. and the session cookie has also been set. So the user has successfully authenticated. In the next lesson, we're going to use this endpoint to authenticate users by using the form in the browser.